Alright guys, let's dive straight into it. Apple just pulled a big one. Not only are we getting the highly anticipated iPhone 17, but Apple also surprised the tech world with something completely fresh, the iPhone Air. Now, this raises a big question: what exactly is the iPhone Air, and how does it stand against the iPhone 17? Is Apple redefining what we think an iPhone should be, or is this just another marketing play? Welcome back to Tap and Trends, your one-stop hub for the latest tech reviews, social media updates, and everything trending in the digital world. If you're new here, make sure you stick around, because today's breakdown is going to spark some real debates in the comments. So, let's start with the basics. The iPhone 17 is Apple's next flagship in the classic lineup. Think cutting-edge performance, improved cameras, sleek design tweaks, and of course, that hefty price tag we've all come to expect. On the other hand, the iPhone Air seems to be Apple's attempt at something lighter, more minimal, and, dare I say, closer to the philosophy of the MacBook Air. A slimmed-down iPhone for people who want the Apple experience without carrying what feels like a brick in their pockets. The iPhone 17 highlights. Let's give the iPhone 17 its moment first. Reports are saying Apple is focusing heavily on AI integration this year. That means your phone isn't just smart, it's adaptive. The iPhone 17's camera system is rumored to come with advanced computational photography that can practically predict your shot before you take it. Add in Apple's most powerful chip yet, and you've got a phone built for creators, gamers, and anyone who pushes their device to the limit. But here's the catch: with all these high-end features comes high-end pricing. It's likely going to be one of the most expensive iPhones we've seen yet. So the question is, are you paying for innovation, or just incremental upgrades wrapped in shiny marketing? The iPhone Air highlights. Now, let's slide over to the iPhone Air. This one is interesting because Apple hasn't used the Air branding for iPhones before, and it makes sense. Air has always meant lightweight, portable, and user-friendly. That's exactly the vibe here. The iPhone Air is said to prioritize slimness and ease of use over raw power. It's lighter, thinner, and designed for everyday users who don't necessarily need a phone that can replace a DSLR camera or run console-level games. Think of it as Apple trying to win back people who feel the regular iPhone has become too bulky and too pricey. But here's a concern: by going lighter, is Apple sacrificing too much power? Will it feel like you're holding a premium device, or more like a mid-tier iPhone with a fancy name? Direct comparison: iPhone Air versus iPhone 17. So here's where it gets really fun. Let's pit these two side by side. Design: the iPhone 17 is refined, but still feels like your typical flagship, premium build, slightly heavier, very solid in the hand. The iPhone Air, on the other hand, is noticeably lighter and thinner. If you've ever wished your iPhone felt less like a small tablet, the Air might be your dream come true. Performance: the iPhone 17 is all about raw power, Apple's latest chip, insane multitasking abilities, and AI features baked into almost every app. The iPhone Air? It's no slouch, but it's not built for heavy gaming or pro-level editing. It's built for smooth everyday use, social media, browsing, video calls, and streaming without feeling like overkill. Camera: the iPhone 17 is shaping up to be a content creator's weapon. Advanced zoom, ultra-low light photography, and even smarter video stabilization. Meanwhile, the iPhone Air takes a simpler approach. Decent camera setup for casual users, but it won't blow your mind if you're into professional-level shots. Price and value: this is where the biggest divide happens. The iPhone 17 is premium with a premium price tag. You'll likely need to budget like you're buying a small laptop. The iPhone Air, though, might finally be Apple's way of offering a slightly more affordable luxury. Not budget-friendly in the Android sense, but cheaper than going all in on the flagship. Thought-provoking questions. And this is where I want to throw the mic to you. Do you think Apple is actually giving us choice here, or just creating another product category to make sure no customer slips away to Android? Would you go for the powerhouse iPhone 17, or would you be perfectly happy with a sleek and minimal iPhone Air? And most importantly, do you think the Air could eventually replace the regular iPhone line, the way the MacBook Air overshadowed the standard MacBook? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because honestly, I think this is going to split people right down the middle. Unique pros and cons of iPhone 17. Pros of the iPhone 17, top-tier performance, perfect for gamers, content creators, and professionals who push their devices to the limit. AI-driven ecosystem, smarter apps, better personalization, and potentially game-changing camera tech. Future-proofing, with all the latest hardware, it'll stay relevant for years, meaning you won't feel outdated after just one upgrade cycle. Cons of the iPhone 17, price shocker, it's going to be one of the priciest phones in the market, making it inaccessible for many. Bulky design, even if Apple slims it down, the flagship line keeps trending heavier compared to older models. Incremental upgrades feeling, for some users, the difference between iPhone the 16th and the 17th may not be big enough to justify the upgrade. Unique pros and cons of iPhone Air. Pros of the iPhone Air, slim and lightweight, finally, an iPhone that feels effortless to carry, no more pocket bulge or hand cramps. Sleek branding, that Air name has prestige. It gives a sense of minimalism and style that some users crave. Potentially lower price point, it could appeal to people who want Apple luxury without draining their bank accounts completely. Cons of the iPhone Air, performance trade-offs, you're not getting the same raw power as the flagship, which could frustrate heavy users. Camera limitations, great for casual snaps, but don't expect pro-level shots like the 17. Brand confusion risk, is this replacing the standard iPhone? Or is it just another tier in Apple's already crowded? So at the end of the day, the iPhone 17 and iPhone Air almost feel like two different personalities. One is the all-powerful workhorse, while the other is the sleek, easygoing minimalist. The question isn't really which one is better, it's which one is better for you. And that's where I think Apple is being clever, they're giving us choice, but also challenging us to rethink what we actually need from a phone. Future predictions and what this means for Apple. Now, let's zoom out a bit and think big picture. Apple doesn't just release products randomly, every move is calculated. So what could the iPhone Air and iPhone 17 really mean for the future? Prediction 1, the Air could become the new standard. If the iPhone Air performs well, Apple might slowly phase out the base iPhone we've known for years. Just like how the MacBook Air became the face of Apple laptops, the iPhone Air could eventually replace the entry-level flagship, with the Pro and Pro Max still sitting at the top. Prediction 2, AI at the center of everything. With the iPhone 17 pushing heavy on AI, we're probably seeing the start of a new era where your phone is less about specs and more about how smart it can get. Imagine your iPhone editing videos for you, planning your day, or even anticipating what you'll search before you type. The Air might not have the same raw AI muscle, but it'll likely benefit from lighter versions of these features. Prediction 3, a split audience. We might be heading into an iPhone era where Apple openly caters to two groups, power users versus lifestyle users. Power users get the iPhone 17, and eventually the Pro models, while lifestyle users who just want a stylish, lightweight phone go with the iPhone Air. This split could either strengthen Apple's dominance, or confuse buyers who don't know which one to pick. Prediction 4, price play strategy, and let's be real, Apple knows not everyone wants to spend $1,500 plus on a phone. The Air could be Apple's clever way of keeping users from defecting to Android by offering a cheaper but still premium option. It's like saying, you don't need to leave Apple, we have something for every budget now. And here's what I want to ask you guys, do you think Apple introducing the Air means we'll see even more iPhone categories in the future, like an iPhone Ultra Air, or maybe even a foldable version down the line? Or is Apple already stretching their lineup too thin? Because honestly, I can see this going both ways. Either Apple is creating clarity with clear choices, or they're creating chaos with too many similar models. Day-to-day user experience scenarios. Okay, let's make this real. Imagine you've just unboxed your new iPhone. With the iPhone 17, you're carrying a powerhouse in your pocket. Your morning starts with that super bright display hitting you with notifications, your AI assistant already suggesting what emails need attention, and your camera capturing ridiculously crisp shots of your breakfast, because, hey, Instagram doesn't wait. By the time you're editing videos or gaming on the train, the phone barely breaks a sweat. But you also feel that weight in your hand, and every time you remember the price tag, you're like, this thing better last me at least 4 years. With the iPhone Air, now flip the script. You pick up the Air, and immediately it feels feather-light, like slipping a notebook into your bag instead of a heavy laptop. Your day flows smoothly, messaging, browsing TikTok, hopping on FaceTime. It's not screaming powerhouse, but it's reliable, fast enough, and you almost forget it's in your pocket. For casual users, it's less stress and more comfort. But when you try to do something heavy, say, advanced video editing or high-end gaming, you notice the difference. It's kind of like choosing between a sports car and a stylish scooter. One's built for performance and flexing, the other's built for comfort and simplicity. The real question is, which one fits your lifestyle better? And that's what makes this debate so interesting. Apple isn't just selling specs here, they're selling two different experiences. And honestly, whichever one you pick says a lot about the kind of user you are. Community verdict: who should buy what? Alright, let's break it down by who these phones are really for, because not every iPhone is meant for everyone. The iPhone 17 crowd: this one screams professionals and creators. If you're a YouTuber, a content creator, or someone who edits photos and videos on the go, this is your beast. Gamers who want console-like performance on mobile? Yep, this one's for you too. And honestly, if you're the kind of person who needs to always have the latest and greatest, the iPhone 17 scratches that itch. But remember, you'll also be scratching your wallet. The iPhone Air crowd: now, the iPhone Air feels built for students, casual users, and lifestyle-focused people. If you just want a stylish, light, and easy-to-carry phone that still feels premium, this is the pick. Perfect for scrolling TikTok, snapping everyday photos, FaceTiming family, or just living that sleek Apple life without overcomplicating it. And hey, for people who've always wanted an iPhone but found the flagship models intimidating, the Air is basically Apple opening the door wider. The middle ground, of course, there's overlap. Some people might want the iPhone 17 but settle for the Air because of budget. Others might want the Air but end up with the 17 because they're scared of missing out on performance. And this is where I think Apple is being sneaky. They're pulling us into choosing sides, while they win no matter which side we fall on. So let me throw this to you: if you had to put yourself in one camp right now, are you Team Powerhouse with the iPhone 17, or Team Lightweight with the iPhone Air? And if Apple keeps both models long-term, which one do you think will dominate in 5 years? So here's the bottom line: the iPhone 17 and the iPhone Air aren't just two new Apple products, they're two different visions of what the iPhone can be. One is about raw power, pushing limits, and flexing Apple's tech muscles. The other is about comfort, style, and making the iPhone feel lighter, both literally and financially. Neither one is the better across the board. It all comes down to your lifestyle. Do you want the Ferrari of phones, or the sleek, reliable daily driver? And honestly, that's why this release has me excited. It's not just another iPhone, it's Apple giving us options and sparking debates like this one. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Would you go all in on the iPhone 17, or does the iPhone Air sound like your perfect fit? Let's light up the comments with your takes, because I think this will be one of those debates where nobody agrees 100%. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to hit that like button, share this video with your fellow tech lovers, and of course, subscribe to Tap and Trend so you don't miss the next deep dive. Trust me, we've got even bigger tech stories coming your way soon. Until then, stay curious, stay trending, and I'll catch you in the next one.